Eu sou emotivo, eu sou um sonhador. Eu gosto de desfrutar a vida. Tem uma frase que eu carrego comigo, que eu aprendi, que eu adoro essa frase, que diz que a vida precisa ser digna de ser vivida.
I thought it had a really intimate and raw feel, especially when it comes to your sense of self and your identity. I thought that the central subject was really great in terms of reflecting why they felt that expressing their identity in this way was so vital, and why it sort of went back all the way to their childhood experiences with Flashdance, if I remember correctly, sort of contributed to wanted to perform in drag, wanted to be on stage, and wanted to be a performer not just in your native country, but going to America to do so. So I thought it was an interesting a human story in terms of the type of adventure you're going on for your personal self, as opposed to an audience outside of yourself. I thought it was an interesting way of exploring that idea through the dichotomy of the two versions of themselves, and then they try to be both true reflections of the identity of AUREO and Mirelle. So I ended up enjoying it for those reasons, and thought it was well done and sort of very close-up, naturalistic documentary feel that really contributed to why the piece was so easy to get into, even if that wasn't a subject matter you were familiar with.
The verite style and the narration worked really well together, and in the beginning I really enjoyed how the images did a lot of the work, and also a lot of foreshadowing, like moving from the Eiffel Tower with the narration of saying I'm a dreamer, and then ending on that note of moving to Paris to sort of realize that dream, even though we weren't quite sure what it was. I'm very sorry about that. And I think at the end, the reveal of Mirelle was really well done. It was emotional and beautiful, and I think this short was very engaging and inspiring.
I loved the message about living your authentic self, and I thought it was really inspiring how he shows that you can live your authentic self at any age. You can choose to live as yourself. He started when he was in his 50s, and he is so happy in this documentary. You can really tell that he's living honestly and freely, and that Mirelle is as well. I loved that the introduction of Mirelle. I loved that we were introduced to her without seeing her first, and so we were left to imagine who she may be, and then the gradual reveal of Mirelle at the end. I loved seeing her just glowing and just being her amazing authentic self on stage, and you can really tell that this was the right choice for AUREO and to bring Mirelle out.
I find her more symbolic than anything, maybe like a god or a luck charm. I find the MC to be the most important, obviously, because it's his story, his struggle, his point of view on everything, And he went through a lot to get to where he's at. We see how big the world is to him, and especially when he's wandering around the city almost in curiosity. He's trying hard to reach his goals and dreams, yet he seems so lonely to me. I think he always wanted to meet up with Mirelle. I think it was a fun surprise to see him in drag by the end. He always thought marriage to women was not who he is, but I never knew it was going to go in that direction, and I loved it. I can really see him in his true self with his attire and full drag set on, and it's a beautiful thing to see that for somebody, especially when they've been beaten up with stigmatisms and judgments and stares, comments, glances for their entire lives, especially in the areas that they grow up in. The way that the camera work is set up, it makes it seem like a documentary, but also like a fictional film by the end when we see the drag show. And I like that switch up. There's a good variety in this film.
Great opener of Paris, the street. and the view of the Eiffel Tower. I really enjoyed Paris as the backdrop to this story. It was so interesting to see how AUREO lives and has come from so far away, Brazil, to a very conservative part of the US, and ultimately moves to Paris to fulfill a dream of such, I suppose. And it's told in such an original way because the audience later finds out about this supposed friend, Mirele. And I like the grit of living in this tiny maid's room in an apartment house with hardly any space to move in, and that versus the glam of his performance life in the nightclub.
It's a very heartwarming and endearing profile. Getting to learn more about their upbringing and how they found the path that they were on and why they went down the path they decided to go. It was very endearing seeing how even when you're dealt a bad hand in life, not giving up and finding those passions, those reasons to keep going. It's a very invigorating and uplifting tale.
You can hear the nostalgic tone on AUREO's voice from the very beginning. He describes a difficult upbringing, having to work from a very young age, the expectation of what he had to accomplish, a neglecting mom. It's how they describe the exploring life in different countries and their relationship with religions as a means of survival. Then we meet Mirele, and it's a gorgeous revelation. I'm happy to meet them and seeing them shining freely. Their costumes are absolute gorgeous, and you can see the happiness just overflowing from AUREO's when Mirele comes by. It was just so beautifully magic to watch that transformation.